Hi guys, Fuzz here, and welcome back once more to Final Fantasy VIII and our Let's Play complete walkthrough of the game. First and foremost, I need to apologise because we've had to go back to the terrible MIDI music that is given in the PC version of the game. I was using the Rose and Wine audio mod, and I've still left the link to that in the descriptions of these videos. I do recommend you check it out if you're playing yourself. But it just wasn't possible to do in this walkthrough, unfortunately, because YouTube was having none of it, kept flagging my videos for audio copyright since it's so close to the original official soundtrack for the game, the orchestrated soundtrack, that YouTube kept flagging it. So for now, I've just gone back to the wonderful MIDI files, which you can now hear playing in the background, and hopefully you guys can put up with that. But as I've said, I'll leave the link for that mod in the description of these videos so that you can check it out yourself. But anyway, for now, we're going to crack straight on where we left off, and today's going to be another episode where we continue to power up our team, power up our characters. So we won't be doing a whole lot of story content, but we will be doing all of the important preparation work for our upcoming battles. So if you haven't already, make sure you grab the Weapons Monthly April magazine from the table over here, the desk, the bedside, whatever this thing is. Make sure you save your game, and then we're going to start making our way down to the entrance of the garden. So we're back in our standard clothes now, and we need to start finding out about our next mission, our first mission in fact, as a fully integrated member of Seed. Seed rank 8 I think we achieved, or something like that. Yep. And we're now 7 hours into our playthrough. If you haven't been doing some of the optional stuff and grinding and refinement that I've been showing you, then you've probably got a lot less hours on the clock, in all honesty. Get our first 6,000 gil. So the higher your seed rank, the more your pay will be every time it comes through. And you can continue to improve your seed rank as well. And here comes Zell. Been watching quite a bit of Back to the Future by the looks of it. There's something definitely off, in my opinion, with these faculty, don't you think? I'll certainly be keeping an eye on them anyway. Okay, so the very first thing we want to do when we've got control back of Squall here, and I can't stress the importance of this enough, is speak to Sid again, because he's going to give us a very important item, which we do not want to miss. The magical lamp. And we're actually going to use this item pretty much straight away, so I'm going to head back to save, because it's going to spawn a boss encounter for us with a brand new Guardian Force. And it can be a tricky encounter, but if we beat it, then we get that Guardian Force added to our arsenal, which is why I suggested not grinding on the beach for Siren's abilities when we first collected Siren a couple of episodes back, because, well, we're going to get a new Guardian Force and we can grind them both together. That's the general thinking anyway. Right then, so first of all, let's just go ahead and sort out our junctions. We've got Squall and Selfie here. So we'll remove Shiva and Siren from Quistis. And we'll start by giving Squall Ifrit. And removing Quetzalcoatl. And I'll sort out his magics as well as we move forward. Selfie, we can give Siren. And that leaves... Let's just stick this on first of all. Right, okay, and that leaves Zell with Quetzalcoatl and Shiva. And now you want to basically equip your best magics. To make sure their stats are boosted up, of course. And also, if you can as well, someone should stick blind onto status attack, which will be Selfie, because she has the she has Siren, that's the one. So make sure you stick blind onto Selfie's status attack. That's going to be useful. Okay, so once your party's all ready, then you want to go into the item menu. Make sure that they all have the magic command, actually. I'll explain why as we go into this battle. And you'll find the magical lamp there waiting for you, so long as you spoke to Sid, of course. And that will put you into battle with the one and only Diablos. Quite a tough fight, but he will become our new Guardian Force. So I do want to get him as early as possible so we can begin training him up on his abilities. And I'm just going to start by drawing Demi with Squall and Zell. They don't have a high magic stat, each of them, so I don't expect to get many. But I'm doing this because, quite interestingly, if you cast a drawed Demi on Diablos, he will repay you by healing you. So I know that sounds pretty bizarre, but for some reason that's what happens. You have to actually cast it on him though, not cast it on him from drawing, if that makes sense. So Self is going to be attacking, and that means that we're going to be able to hopefully get a bit of blind action going on him. At least that's the theory, since we did junction blind to her status attack. And since she only has a low attack, we're not going to risk killing him until we've done what we need to do with him. So basically, Diablos' attack patterns are he's going to offend you with a load of gravity-based attacks, which although don't kill you, do a lot of damage. And there we have blind afflicted on him. But his physical attacks do kill you. So his general means of doing damage is going to be along the lines of he's going to cast Gravity Jar, which is pretty nasty, followed by physical attacks, which is also pretty nasty. So for now we're just going to work on casting Demi, which he is vulnerable to, and he's going to repay us by healing. Totally bizarre, whether that's a bug, maybe he was programmed to heal himself, or was meant to be programmed to heal himself if you cast Gravity on him, which would make sense, that he would counter his own element with a cure spell, but apparently he cures us, so we'll definitely take advantage of that. And so we're just going to stock up on these Demi spells. Oops, I cast it again with Squall by mistake there still. A bit more damage won't hurt. Now, because Demi is based on the current hit points of the target, as you start to do damage to the target, then you're going to reduce the amount of damage that gravity-based spells such as Demi actually do. So as you can see, we're not going to go too mad on stocking Demis at this point. We're just going to get a few for usage, since they can be quite useful. Hopefully we'll get some more on Squall. So the good thing about Blind is that it is one of those status effects that lasts throughout the entire battle lest it be cured. Some status effects such as Sleep, for example, last only a certain amount of time, even if they're not cured, they're going to leave the target. But blind isn't like that, so once you know you've got it on the enemy, as long as they don't have anything that heals it, then you're good to go. And there we go, 75% miss chance with blind on physical attacks. And you'll find as you start letting this battle go on a little bit that he'll start spamming his physical attacks more and more. Whether that's based on time or based on how much damage you do to the guy, I'm not totally sure. But you'll be seeing it more as the battle goes on anyway. By the way, if you can cast slow, then that will also help. But of course, blind is more important. Anyway, I think we're good to start doing damage to this guy now. As I said, I'm not too fussed about stocking up completely on demis. So we'll just get some physical attacks in. I mean, I guess we could draw on Zell and Selfie. Since their damage is negligible anyway. So as you can see, he's really coming out thick and fast with those physical attacks now, which without blind, they are very, very potent. And that's Diablos done and out of the equation. So as long as you prepare for that fight, it's not too challenging at all. We get Diablos' card, very nice card. And of course we get to name our new Guardian Force. And so there we have it. We'll just have a quick look at him. See? Got some nice new abilities, including Time Magic Refinement, which you'll find is particularly powerful, along with the Encounter Half, which will allow us then to learn Encounter None, so we can just completely remove all random encounters from the game, which is actually quite useful here, because we don't want to be gaining levels. So anyway, that's Diablos, and I'm just going to tell you now what you want to be learning with Diablos. You want to start with the Status Magic Refinements, and then we'll go with Time Magic Refinements, and then we'll go with Encounter Half, then Encounter None, when we have that available, followed by Mug, and then followed by the Junctions, and then anything else you want to learn after that, the Magic Pluses, Dark Side, whatever else the case may be, and then you can buff the GF himself if you want to do so, which once you've learned your other abilities, you may as well. So that's the GF collected, and now we have more stuff to do. So I'm actually going to keep the Junctions the same for Selfie and Zell. We're just going to give Squall Diablos for now. That will allow us to put something onto his magic. 22, 30 with water. Looks like 30 is going to be the best for now. That'll just help with his drawing and what have you. So we'll stick that on there. And now what we're going to do is start doing some more card battles so that we can begin refining more cards into more powerful magics. And we're actually going to end up refining some of the rare cards we've collected as well. But as long as we keep 5 for playing and winning games, then it really doesn't matter. There's no other reason to keep cards. And you get to collect them back later on Disc 4 anyway. You get to farm them, in fact. So you can farm them, then you can refine them, and then you can get them back again as many times as you want. So even though they're called rare cards, they're not, by any stretch of the imagination, one-time only things. Anyway, we can now head to the 3rd floor where we'll find Sid, and we can engage him in battle, in card battle that is, and hopefully he'll have the Cypher Card, which is what we're really aiming for here. Okay, so there's the Cypher Card, and hopefully we'll just be able to collect this now. Although, that's a pretty good first play with that card. So we'll go ahead and throw Diablos down here, showing what we've got. So now we can win this card back either way, which isn't good. I think we'll go for this card here. Bit of Ifrit action. And we want to make sure he's not going to be able to win one back, and he should be losing to us now. There we go. So there we have Cypher's card. And I hope you like card battling, because if you want to really power your characters out, you're going to have to do a lot of it. So now we're going to head back to the first floor here, or the ground floor as we say in Europe. Don't forget, don't get rid of your mini-mod card that you won from that lad that was running around. You're going to need that later on for a quest. Anyway, go back to the library, we've been here before. And if we speak to, I think it's this girl here, we should get a scene. Okay, I think that's it. I'll just make sure there's nobody else down here. No, just the faculty member and a couple of other students. I think we can also just head to the cafeteria as well, while we are close. And chat to the students there. They might not have anything to say, but I seem to remember that they will. So I do like to be thorough for you guys. We basically just have to overhear their different conversations. It's part of a little quest. We've already done this previously, and we just do so again. Okay, so now their conversation's over. The next task for us is to start getting some abilities. So unfortunately, this is going to involve, could be about an hour's of grinding. 1 hour of grinding, I mean. So obviously I'm not going to do all this on video, but I am just going to explain to you what it is that we need to do. So we're going to head back to the beach where we were grinding on those fish before, if you remember those. They're called the Fastitocolon F monsters or something. Anyway, they've got funny fishy type names. So what the ultimate goal is with Diablos, we want to try and get him to learn the encounter half ability. Now that is quite a bit of grinding to get to that stage, but it is worth it. If you can't quite get to there, then at least try and get the status magic refinement and time magic refinement. Remember I told you you want to get those and then go for encounter half. But also, just to reiterate on some of the other Guardian Forces, on Siren you want to make sure you're getting life magic refinement, tool refinement, and then the magic plus abilities before learning the magic bonus. On Shiva, you should definitely have ice magic and strength junction by now. Then you want to be getting boost, then elemental attack, junction, and then the spirit plus 20%, which will unlock the elemental defense junction, which you'll want to get. Who else is there? There's Ifrit, fire magic refinements, ammo refinements, then boost, and the strength plus abilities for strength bonus, which I think I've already got with Squall here. And then you can go on the junctions along with everything else that comes after that. And then with Quetzalcoatl, the order would be card mod, then thunder magic refinement, mid magic refinement, boost, and then vitality junction, elemental defense junction, and then the other junctions afterwards. So try and get to at least time magic refinement with Diablos. If not encounter half, that would be even more useful. But have some fun grinding on the beach, which is what I'm going to do now, and I'll see you a little bit later. Okay, so I've done some Guardian Force farming, and I did the abilities I said. You might want to actually, because it didn't actually take as long as I thought. It took me about 25 minutes to get those 3 abilities. On Diablos, I said about an hour, didn't I? So, you know, you might want to spend some time, if it doesn't take you long, going for Encounter None, because that'll keep your levels really low so that you can farm AP off bosses and, you know, when I tell you to get AP, which will allow you then to use the magic and strength plus abilities to build up stats off more levels, because your levels will be low at the time. But that's up to you. I mean, I'm going to stick it on there and we'll start getting it over the course of the game. You know, in the not too far future, I should imagine we'll have that. But you might want to go ahead and just do it on the beach while you're there. And the other thing I did now that Ifrit managed to reach level 10 was to get the ammo refinement ability on him, which becomes available only when he reaches that level. So now we can continue with Ifrit getting the HB junction and the elemental defense junctions. So pretty good. And a couple of my GFs now, or at least one of them I think, has the vitality junction. Vitality, by the way, is physical defense. So that's on Zell at the moment. But now we need to start refining some cards. So you can actually refine your rare cards if you like. For example, you could refine Quistis into 3 Samantha Souls. And with the time magic refinement off Diablos that we've now got, you can actually refine Samantha Souls, each Samantha Soul, into 60 triple magics. So the 3 from Quistis will turn into 180. And triple is probably one of the best junctioning magics in the game for boosting stats. So, you know, if you've got a good hand here, you might want to think about doing Quistis. And also Zell can refine into 3 Hyper Wrists, which is useful. Diablos, the card, can go into 100 black holes, which will give you more than enough demis to get you through all of your characters junctioning if they want to use demi or for casting or whatever the case may be. But also there's plenty of normal cards that are good for refining as well. Gala, which I have actually just refined, I think. Each Gala card, which is just a standard level 1 card, can give you mystery fluids, which will go down into meltdowns with the status magic refinements. So there's a mystery fluid. 1 will refine into 10, so I just need to get a few more Gala cards, because meltdown's quite a nice junctioning power as well. Triface is a card, and you can mod Triface down. Have I got any Trifaces around? Yeah, I've got 6. When I get to 10, I'll mod that into, or rather refine that into Curse Spikes, which refine into Pain Magic, also good for junctioning. On top of that, you can refine Armadodos and T-Rexor cards into Dino Bones, which will give you the ability to refine them bones down into Quake Magics, 20 Quake for each bone. Also useful using Time Magic Refinement. And a couple of really important ones. Mesmerize card, which is a level 3 card. Level 2 card actually, can refine into Mesmerize Blade. Each one of those refines using Life Magic into 20 regen. Good for sticking on your Spirit, perhaps, or Magic stats. And also, if you want to stock up on deaths, then start refining your Tomry and Tomry King cards into Chef Knives. Life Magic will help you there as well. So lots of opportunities to really start getting some decent magics, either for casting or for refining. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time now chasing cards, and I'll be back with you once I have sorted my characters out. Okay, by the way, that refinement from Zell's card, which is the Hyperist, that teaches, each one teaches a GF, the strength plus 60% ability. So you might want to give that to Shiva if you do refine that at the moment. But for now, we're just going to head to the library because I made a slight mistake earlier on in this episode. I'm just going to correct that now, which I apologise, but it doesn't change anything. The person we need to speak to in the library is this person right here. I don't know why I spoke to one of the NPCs over here, but it's this one. The pig-tailed girl. And this is part of a little side quest for Zell. So just need to wait for a second, she says. She has a good look around for the book. Okay, well, we'll just leave her to it for now. But one thing else I did forget to mention, on the cards you want to be collecting, what is it? It's the El Noyle card, I think that's pronounced correctly, of which eventually you're going to need 20. Now, I've only got 8 at the minute, so it does take a fair bit of farming, but you can refine these into 2 energy crystals, 20 of them. There's 10 for 1 energy crystal for 10 cards, and 2 energy crystals refines into 20 pulse ammo. You need 12 pulse ammo, using the ammo refinement ability, by the way, for a powerful ultimate weapon, which you can actually get by the end of disc 1. And also you need to get 9 iron giant cards to refine into 3 star fragments. I've got 7, and that you can start working then towards another ultimate weapon as well. So iron giant cards and El Noyle cards, 9 of these and 20 of these. If you can get those, then you're laughing, because then you'll be super overpowered a little bit later on. But that's pretty much it. Make sure you don't forget to get the magical lamp from Sid if you haven't already, and fight Diablos. But that's pretty much all I need to say on the card stuff, really. You just need to spend as much time as you want to spend doing it, I suppose, depending on how strong you want your party to be at this point in the game. But then, obviously keep, like I say, 5 cards, and mini-mod card, you do need to keep that for a quest. But anything else you can just start refining, really. You don't need to keep it in your inventory at all. The magics are far more useful to you than the cards. Rightio, so I've done quite a bit of card farming now, and a good place to get the level 5 cards, such as the El Noyle, is the Treppy Groupie number 1. So if you go to the cafeteria, then speak to the 2 chaps that are sitting down, and then it'll give you the choice of battling either the one at the front or the one at the back, and you want to do the one at the back. And I got this El Noyle card, I wouldn't say really quickly. It took about 30 minutes, 35 minutes to go from a stock of 9 to 21. Maybe I got lucky, maybe, you know, you'll get it even faster, but that's the guy that I was battling. And I also got quite a few other cards as well, such as the Iron Giants and what have you. So I'm just going to do a little bit more in terms of refinement now, and then I think we shall be ready to go and get on with all the other good stuff that we're doing. So I was just looking for the one that we can get Meltdown from, but my mind's gone blank a bit at the moment. Oh, it's this one. Gala is the one we need, so I'll just refine all of those. And if we go to Status Magic, I believe it is, then we can give a load to Squall, and we can give another 9, I guess, to Selfie, so, since she's like a magic person, magic caster if you like, I don't know, something like that. Right then, and now we're going to go to Iron Giants. We'll get 3 of the star fragments, which we do need for an ultimate weapon later on. El Noyle, we need 2 energy crystals. And if we go to ammo refinement, then we can refine these energy crystals into pulse ammo. We only need 12, but we're going to get 20. So don't use those, because that's also for the best ultimate weapon in the game, which is possible to get on disc 1, and it's what we're going to work towards. So we'll do that first of all. And Nam's going to refine some of the magics, and I think we'll finish things off here. So I hope this episode has been helpful to you. I know it's just been a lot of grinding, but hopefully it's going to prove itself to all be worth it as we move on going forward. So thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button if you have enjoyed this episode, and come back next time as we continue on with more Final Fantasy VIII.